You know what I regret doing?
Watching Need for Speed?
Yep.
That is something you can do in less than 4 hours, but...
Only in 2 hours and 10 minutes.
You really don't want to.
Nope. So the Need for Speed series is kind of notorious for having basically no story and being very, let's say, the Call of Duty of driving games, I think is a good way to put it. Very over-the-top, retarded, and kind of busted, but everybody still plays them.
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're quirky, they're cartoony.
Yeah.
They're arcadey.
So they just had to make up a story whole cloth. And to be fair, the kind of vague outline of the story kind of smells like Need for Speed. It's very stupid.
Yeah.
And I like it, but then the movie kind of randomly takes itself way too seriously, and that doesn't work. And then they'll drop like a fart joke. And then it's way more on point. It's just not interesting, more than anything else.
I have a note that I wrote down while watching this movie. It says, dramatic acting equals 1,000-yard stare.
True.
So many characters are just staring hard into the distance.
To be fair,
while they mutter their lines.
It's a pretty stacked cast for like 2012, 2013. There's a fair amount of recognizable actors in here. Yeah. You know, Aaron Paul is literally leading the movie, but like there is no direction given here at all. Like the actors are clearly just kind of making do with what they think they can do, because they're better than this material, like by a wide margin, and they can't pull it up.
No.
It's just, the characters are all...
nothing for them to do.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being like, tropey and stupid and whatever, but like even in that realm, like like Fast and Furious is stupid and tropey. The earlier ones anyways, like stupid and tropey, and everyone falls into a cliche, but also they're still entertaining. This was boring.
Extremely.
Even the car chases are pretty boring for the most part. There's a handful of pretty decent looking like car explosions and some stunts, but most of like the actual sequences of driving involve the camera being in the car and then quickly panning to the actor's face, and it's so claustrophobic. I hate it.
I was gonna say, at the very least, with the first race, I understood the motion of like, it took like a monument or a marker and like let you understand which way the cars are going, and then that they rounded a corner and then passed a different way in front of that marker. It was a really good portrayal of like where the turns are and how they're doing after making so many turns, like the roads they're taking or the layout of the track or whatever.
It's a shame the rest of the movie doesn't work like that.
I didn't understand how they knew which roads to turn down. Like there was clearly a map in front of somebody on the sidelines, but it wasn't in front of the people actually racing, and that part didn't make any sense.
No, mega goofy. Yeah, it does get progressively less claustrophobic inside the car as it goes on, because we're getting less street racy and more like kind of official racing, even though it's still street racing.
Yes.
But like that bugs me. That bugs a lot. Like I have watched a decent amount of car movies. I'm not a car guy. I'm a different type of gay. Thank you. But like, I'm not acting like I could do this, but also I don't want to watch, like 50% of the race I don't think should be the reaction of the character to what they're doing.
Right.
Like you should include that, no shit. But when you have people driving like specifically recognizable cars and everything's all color coded and whatnot, you really don't need to show what the actor's reaction, because that's even pulling more weight for the actor. Like then you have to shoot stuff on like a moving soundstage or whatever to get the actor's reaction, and then you have to try to time that with the stunt drivers doing the like overhead and like drone shots, and that's got to be a fucking nightmare. That's really unnecessary. Fuck it, put a GoPro in the cab and that's good enough for me. Like, yeah, you get some reaction shots here and there, but it's so overdone. It's like I can only see Aaron Paul go whoa like so many times before I get bored. Just yeah.
Do you have any other notes? Because I have one more.
What is it?
You could take the soundtrack from this movie and lay it over God's Not Dead 7 Revenge of God.
Oh my gosh. It is so right.
The shittiest Christian movie music I've ever heard.
It sounds like Extreme Days.
I don't know what that is.
You should. That's from your day.
I don't think I want to know what that is.
You don't. It's really bad.
It sounds awful.
It's back when snowboarding was cool.
The music was so generic and boring and like
the vibe of this movie, so this was made in like the early 2010s. The vibe of this was like 2005. Even some of the costume design and the sets kind of looked early 2000s-esque. Need for Speed is a very like early 2000s coded series. It's never really lost that. So why isn't there Evanescence in Linkin Park? The whole fucking movie. Like, why not? If you're gonna be stupid, then commit to it instead of like, we only have $5 to pay for some random indie band to make a not very good song for us. It really does not add to the production value at all. It's pretty rough.
My research showed that this movie probably broke even, if not made a little bit of money, and that amazes me.
Only in the international market, though.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of surprised it bombed in America, because Americans will watch fucking anything.
Yeah.
I knew it bombed, but still, like, Americans will literally make any movie make $1 billion for fun, because they're stupid.
I just don't understand.
I don't know, maybe it just wasn't the time and place. Maybe it was a January release, who fucking knows? But, like, real weird. Yeah, this was like clearly trying to cash in on Aaron Paul's popularity as well, because this was made, I think, between seasons 3 and 4 of Breaking Bad. Or 4 and 5. There was like a scheduling thing. So like this was like peak, he's the guy, and it just flopped because it's not good. It's almost like an actor, unless you're fucking Tom Cruise, you can't like single-handedly make a movie make money.
No.
And even Tom Cruise fucks that up sometimes. The Mummy.
I mean, he just has his Church of Scientology watch his movie, so.
True. I mean, they literally do buy their own books to make them make money, so, you know.
It's helpful having your own cult.
True. I wish I had a cult.
Have you played Cult of the Lamb?
No.
You should.
It is on my to-do list.
You could have your own cult.
It's on my to-do list, man. It's cute. I just been busy.